Hey everyone, it's Mike Hambright with FlipNerd.com. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Expert Interview Show, where I interview leaders and entrepreneurs from across the real estate investing industry. If you are already a member of FlipNerd.com, welcome back. We're excited you're here. And if you're new, please go to FlipNerd.com and you can set up a free account literally in about 15 or 20 seconds. We've got an awesome community that's growing rapidly. We have tons of deals available on the site and hundreds of hours of great information and interviews with experts. This is episode number 296 with my friend Tom Krol. Tom has been on the show before, but it was around 150 episodes ago, so it's been a little while. Tom's a wholesaler and a coach that has a pretty amazing story of how he got into real estate investing at all. So hopefully he's going to share that with us for a couple minutes here, in just a couple minutes. And if you don't know Tom, he's passionate. He's got a ton of energy. And if you're feeling a little low today, prepare to get waking up here. So we're going to spice it up today a little bit with Tom. Really, the core of all real estate investing is wholesaling, and that's what Tom teaches. He's also a coach and has a business that's just on fire right now. If you have been watching the show in 2016 here so far, you already know that we break the show into two parts. We have kind of part one and part two. Part one, we're going to talk about really common mistakes that real estate investors make, or those trying to get into real estate investors. And Tom's going to talk about how to clear those. And then in part two is our taking action segment. And what we're going to do in this part, I'm really excited about this. Tom has a $5,000 coaching program, and he has an onboarding process of what he coaches everybody in the very beginning. And despite the fact that we didn't pay $5,000 for it, Tom is going to onboard us today. He's going to kind of go through the process of telling you what to think about and how to achieve success in your real estate investing business. So let's get started. Tom, how are you, my friend?
Bam! Let's do it. All right, brother. I'm excited to be here.
Dude, I don't know what you're taking, but I want some.
It is good to be here again, and I'm glad it's my second appearance. That's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah. You know, what we've decided to do going forward is, and not that we won't have some new guests, we do have some new guests, but there are certain people that we've had on the show after doing hundreds of episodes where we found ourselves kind of stretching to find new people. And it's like, hey, we've got people with great information, great content. So we talked for a half hour. It's not like we extracted, everything you knew out of you. And of course,
right.
And so we're here to extract some more today.
All right, awesome. Well, I am absolutely here to share, and we're gonna pour out some awesome content. So I hope everyone is ready. They got a pen and paper. They're ready to take action today.
That's great. And for those of you, if you don't know Tom, first off, he's extremely generous with sharing information, and this is the interesting thing about it is I know that Tom in his coaching program is simply sharing what he does that works. It's not like here's some academic view of what might work. And this business is all about taking action ultimately. So, hey, Tom, why don't you just take a minute and kind of tell us your background? I know your story about how you got in, but for those that haven't heard it before, why don't you take some time and tell us?
Absolutely. So my story is, I've got a sad story, right? Like a lot of people out there who got into wholesaling. I lost my job. I was selling lawn care door to door. It was a total disaster. And I got fired from that horrible position. And thank God I called my brother, Todd Toback, who was in wholesaling for a long time out in San Diego. And I said, Todd, what should I do? What should I do? And he said, you got to get into wholesaling. He's like, I'm telling you, I'm crushing it. And, he was doing $2 million a year, and I was totally broke. And I was whining. I said, San Diego's not as good as, I live in a little tiny town in Port St. Lucie. It's never going to work. And, your houses are more expensive. It's bigger area. And he said, shut up and do what I tell you to do. And he literally dragged me kicking and screaming the whole time to do my first deal, and then my second and my third and my fourth. And now I'm ringing that victory bell every day right behind me.
Yeah. That's a big part of it. Would you agree? After you do a few deals, after you do your first deal, or certainly after a couple deals, it's really largely a confidence thing, right?
100%. It's so
you start
funny.
making excuses as to why it won't work where you are or for you or whatever it might be.
And I'm going to go through some of that because we're going to spank everybody who has those belief systems. But I will tell you, once you do, I always joke with my clients. I have a brand new client. Her name is Jody Christensen, and hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing her name. But
Too late.
Too late, Jody. Sorry. But when she's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she joined the program, and she was saying, oh well, Tom, it's tough. And I said, well, Jody, your first deal is always the hardest. And then she did her first deal. She made $9,800, which was awesome. And then then I said, well, Jody, your second deal is always your hardest one. And then she got her second. I'm like, well, Jody, your third deal is really the toughest one. So now she's doing her third deal, but the first three are always tough. And I think it really is a mindset problem because wholesaling is brain dead simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it. All the education that you ever will need on wholesaling is you find a motivated seller, you put them under contract, you sell a contract. That's it. It's wholesaling is simple. Wholesalers, very complicated. That's the bottom line.
I think generally with real estate investing in general, because there's a ton of people that do no deals, right? There's some people that do 5 to 10 plus deals a month. Not a ton, but they're out there. I mean, we know a lot of them, have a lot of them on the show. And there's just a whole bunch of people that do a deal or two a month, or let's say between 6 and 15 deals a year. So the challenge with, if you're doing 6 deals a year, that's a deal every other month. And so you've got like 59 days of freaking out, right? It's just kind of how it works. It's just this emotional cycle. And what a lot of people do in that time is they just start to convince themselves, even if they did a big juicy deal before, they start to convince themselves, well, I got lucky once, but that's not going to happen again. Right?
Right. It's the roller coaster. It's that roller coaster. And the reason that happens, as far as I'm concerned, is that they can't get out of their own way. They are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. What we have to realize is once we go down this journey, we are saying to the world, hey, we're entrepreneurs. And the deal with entrepreneurs is that we are at 35,000 feet, not 5,000 feet. So I'm telling everybody who's listening to this podcast right now, you absolutely stink at the details. Stop trying to get better at your weaknesses and start outsourcing them. Stop wasting your time. It takes too much willpower and discipline to fill out an Excel spreadsheet and do your marketing on time. It's supposed to be done by other people. Outsource that. And then this way you can get off of the wholesaling roller coaster and start having consistency in your deal flow and your work and your cash flow and things like that.
Yeah. So we're kind of starting to dive into the common mistakes here. And so, Tom, one of the things that a lot of new people, and you face this, I mean, there's a lot of people that want to get into this business, and you're a testament from your story that you can be broke and be successful here. I will say, and you probably would admit that it's easier if you have money, right? So
yeah, it is. For sure.
So the question is a lot of people that are trying to do this on a shoestring budget have a hard time outsourcing things because that money would be better spent on, even advertising, right?
Right. So I think, and let me just make sure I'm going to shut this thing because you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Let's go, man.
Okay, that's better. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think wholesaling on a shoestring budget can be tough, but here's what I'm going to say to that. I believe when I started, I was really, truly broke. I did my first mailing and I made a tremendous mistake. I forgot to put last market sale date into my list criteria, which is getting a little granular, but that's a tremendous mistake because everybody who was on my list had just bought their home for 100% cash, like within the last 6 months. And I can tell you, but here's the deal, Mike. Here's the deal, right? And I know this is going to sound silly and this is going to sound amateurish, but that's okay. The bottom line is, if I went ahead and I kidnapped your children or someone that you love, and I said, hey, you got to wholesale a deal in order to get them back, I guarantee you would wholesale a deal in 72 hours. So the bottom line is it's all about your perspective. Yeah, you will figure it out if you go and take action and get away from the books and all of that. Yeah.
So let's keep talking about mistakes, common mistakes that people make and how they can kind of overcome those.
So, there's a lot of them out there. I think that it really comes down to the belief system in different ways. One of the first ones that will start to happen is doubt, right? So doubt is really the symptom that has a lot of symptoms, but the core problem is doubt. Am I smart enough? Am I good enough? Am I good looking enough? Have enough money? Am I in the right territory? That's one that I really with big time. I thought, because my brother was in San Diego, I'm in sleepy town in Florida. All of these self-doubt and are you worthy? Doubt can come in a lot of forms, but the main problems is definitely doubt. And how do you deal with that? Where is your belief system? Where is your courage? But, where's your motivation? Where's your faith? Doubt is is a problem.
Yeah.
So the other one, of course, is disappointment. And disappointment can be not knowing how to get past the disappointment when you first start. That could come in so many different forms, right? So disappointment could be you're working on a deal, you've got a seller and you got a big fat $20,000, $50,000 assignment, and right at the 11th hour, seller pulls out of the deal, whole entire deal explodes. Disappointment can also be that you are busting your butt for a week and everyone that you talk to tells you to go pound sand with your BS lowball offer, and that's a total nightmare. Then you've got the stage 4 terminal killer of wholesalers or all real estate investors, and that is distraction. That's the worst one. Distraction is a bear. Distraction will kill you. It kills more people than anything else. Distraction could come in the form of education. A lot of people call it analysis paralysis, right? You need to know before you go. You want to be a learner, not an earner, right? So there's a whole bunch of analogies, but the bottom line is you're busting your butt learning, and you're really just on a treadmill, right? You're not really going anywhere. It's like you have the hustle, but you don't have the instruction. So it's you'll talk to these people in 6 months and it's like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, I am doing great. I just learned this new tactic. So now I have multiple exit strategies with a motivated seller, or and I hate to even smile about it because it's a shame, because if they would just actually get right to failure, that would be the key. That's really the key.
Yeah.
But distraction could come in. It comes in education. It comes in shiny object syndrome, right? You send a brand new wholesaler to a RIA meeting. Oh, you forget wholesaling. You should flip bulk REO deals. There's more money, less time, and people are like, oh, tell me more about that.
Yeah, multifamily. What's that? Land? Okay, let's do that.
Absolutely, right?
Yep.
So shiny object syndrome. It could be personal. You get started in your wholesaling career and all of a sudden, your wife books a trip to Hawaii for a week and you're like, oh, and then you're off and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think not knowing how to deal with these gut check moments and these hurdles, that's really the difference. That's the common thread that runs amongst the most successful wholesalers. The most successful people who are doing this is that they are anticipating these hurdles. They're anticipating these gut check moments. They're prepared for them. They know what to do. They know how to handle them, and then they handle them. And I think that is that's definitely a key for sure.
So without kind of stealing thunder from the second part of the show here, which will be taking action, we're going to dive into some of the stuff. Can you kind of share some ways to get over some of those issues?
Yeah, for sure. So here's one thing that people who are successful have been saying for a long time, and I never really listened to, but when I started wholesaling, thank goodness I did. It's really about, and this comes from Jim Rohn, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Yeah. This is so true again and again and again. It pops up. And is certainly a commonality among my most successful clients and myself included. But I can tell you, Mike, if I want to get to know you, I never have to meet you in person. All I have to do is get to know the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I will know everything about you. I'll know how successful your relationships are with your friends and family. I'll know how much money you have in the bank. I'll know everything about you. So, if you really want to make some serious changes in your life and you want to bring a supernatural growth to your business and to your success and some stability to every area of your life, you've really got to be looking for those rock stars, the people that you want, where you need improvement, where you want to get to in those areas is crucial for your success.
Yeah, and some of it is to maybe stop disassociating yourself with people that are in your circle, right?
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, and I don't want anybody to go like disrupt their family too much, but a lot of challenge for real estate investors, to be honest, is the family usually thinks you're crazy early on, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's that too. It's so funny. People always say in this industry, it's like, oh, you watch these motivational videos and they say, I want to prove these people wrong. The people who told me I couldn't do it. The people who told me, I couldn't be this person. It's those people are easy to prove wrong. Those aren't the problem people. The problem people are the people who love you. They care about you. Those are the ones you got to watch out for, because those are the ones with like these codependent relationships, and they're kind of rooting rooting for you, but you don't really sure what their agenda is. So it's the people who you spend time with, the people who love you and care about you. Those are the ones where it's more challenging. So stop worrying about the people you want to prove wrong, from like your high school teacher from 20 years ago. Worry about the person, who you're closest to. That's the key for sure.
Yeah, and I think some of it is, I think you and I both know this. If you're going to fail, like fail fast, learn from it, move on, and that's really how this really every business is. But there's nothing better than showing your spouse or whatever that like this is going to work for us. Here's an example, and that overcomes any kind of concern they had before. As they see you do a couple deals and make money on and put some money in the bank, then it's like, okay, I thought you were crazy, but now I see it. Now go do that again.
Absolutely. I mean, I think getting your first few checks is so key. And I remember getting my first $2,000 checks. I mean, my first amount was $2,000. And as a matter of fact, I did everything wrong. I had to actually get in my car and follow the buyer home to get the assignment fee in cash, because I forgot to tell him at the closing he had to pay for closing costs. So he didn't have enough money to pay me, and it was a big debacle. But I remember celebrating that $2,000. Like you
won the lottery.
I know. In this business, it's so good and honest and wholesome. And I just love it, brother. It just changed my life. It's incredible to be sitting here with you 3 years. If you would have talked to me 3 years ago, if we would have spoke, I would have been like, Mike, let me get $50 for gas, bro. It's incredible, and it's really true. It's just like an amazing journey to be on, and you're catching me while I'm still on it, because we have bigger plans. We have our goal this year is to buy a vacation home in South Carolina, in Charleston, and we're looking at homes. The realtor said, well, what's the price point? I said, well, 1.8, 1.9. It's like, how is that possible?
Wow.
That is crazy, brother. That is crazy.
Yep,
so
yep.
It's it's incredible, man. I love it.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, it's time for the taking action portion of the show. If you're hearing or watching at this point, you're probably watching us. You're watching what we call the basic version. You're listening on iTunes, or maybe you're watching us on YouTube. We'd love for you to join us for the rest of the show, but only our pro and elite members have access to the rest of the show. And as a pro or elite member, you get access to hundreds of hours of videos, including this one that we're about to continue with Tom Krol. Now, Tom is going to dive into a discussion that he normally only has with his $5,000 coaching clients. And we're going to talk about how to focus on progress and not perfection, and really how to kind of get started, or how to take your business to the next level. Even if you're kind of in and you have a little bit of success, how to take it to the next level. So if you would, just go over to flipnerd.com/show 296. This is show number 296. Flipnerd.com/296. Upgrade your account and you'll see the rest of the show. Are you a member of Flipnerd.com, the most robust real estate investing platform in existence, where you can find off-market wholesale deals and great vendors literally in your market? You can get access to advice from experts and learn about local clubs and events right in your backyard. If not, please visit flipnerd.com and register for a free account. You can register in less than a minute. It's pretty much the coolest site that's ever existed in the real estate investing industry, so get on over to flipnerd.com.